Welcome to Faith and Fury.
Thank you for listening to Give Me a Mulligan.
You have your family, you have your friends.
Good Sunday morning, and thanks so much for joining us.
Click on the podcast, download it, and listen to the whole show.
Welcome back to the Mystic Realms, the podcast where we dive into the eerie and the unknown. I'm Ruel, your guide through today's chilling tale.
I'm Ruth, ready to explore the dark corners of folklore with you.
Hey everyone, Sheena here. I can't wait to unravel today's topic.
And I'm Sheila, here to add a touch of historical context to our spooky stories.
Today, we're delving into the mysteries and macabre world of Kuman Thong, a practice rooted in Thai folklore involving unborn children's spirits. But before we discuss our topic today, we would like to remind our listeners to please be aware that the following content discusses Kuman Thong, which involves themes of necromancy, spirits, and the use of deceased infants in rituals. This may be distressing or unsettling for some listeners. Please proceed with caution and take care of your emotional well-being.
Kuman Thong, or Golden Boy, is believed to bring luck and protection to its owner, but its origins are far from comforting.
That's right, Ruth. The story of Kuman Thong is both fascinating and horrifying. Let's dive into the literature and legends surrounding this eerie practice.
That's kinda creepy, no? But it's an interesting topic to talk about and also time to understand some of their culture, which is Kuman Thong. The tale of Kuman Thong dates back to ancient Thai manuscripts and the legend of Kun Chang and Kun Pine. In this story, Kun Pine creates a Kuman Thong by removing the stillborn baby from his wife's womb and performing a ritual to invoke its spirit.
So imagine a scene, a dark cemetery. The body of the unborn children being roosted over a fire while incantations are chanted. The child's spirit is then believed to inhabit a small effigy, bringing both blessings and curses to its owner.
So the practice of creating Kuman Thong is steeped in black magic and necromancy. It's said that these spirits can be commanded to do the owner's bidding, but at a great cost.
Despite its dark origins, Kuman Thong has become a part of Thai culture, with many people keeping these effigies in their homes for protection and prosperity.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of strange to others, but in Thai culture, it gives them luck. As Sheena said, it gives them home protection and also prosperity. However, the practice is not without its stigmas and stereotypes. Many people view it, particularly other people, as a form of black magic, and it's often associated with negative connotations and fears. The Kuman Thong is a trapped spirit of an unborn child. This child, having died prematurely before its time, is unable to reincarnate. Therefore, monks or witch doctors practicing some black magic can trap the spirit and use it for their benefits. This originates from the practices of necromancy, which means the practice of calling up the spirits of the dead for magical purposes, which other people don't like and think of as a strange thing to do. But in Thailand and other countries, people who use or own a Kuman Thong are sometimes stereotyped as being involved in occult practices, leading to societal shaming or isolation. These stigmas and stereotypes can lead to social isolation for those who believe in or practices of Kuman Thong tradition. It can also contribute to a lack of understanding or respect for Thai cultural practices, also reinforcing negative perceptions and potentially leading to discrimination or cultural appropriation.
Well, speaking of necromancy, there has been necromancy throughout history, and it was practiced in countries like Egypt, Babylon, Rome, Greece, Persia, and Chaldea. These practices have been related to shamanism and also ancestor worship. Just like Homer's Odyssey, Ovid's Metamorphoses, and the Bible contain historical accounts of necromancy.
So, interestingly, similar practices exist in other cultures. For example, in some parts of Indonesia and Philippines, there are traditions of keeping the bodies of the dead instead of burying them immediately. These practices are often tied to beliefs about the spirit world and the afterlife. To give you an example, in the Banawe, Philippines, Mumbaki of the Igohang tribe was the spiritual leader of the community, conducted a ritual called Otong, a process to call the spirit of the deceased relative to ask for guidance.
Oh, really? While in literature, Kuman Thong has been depicted in various ways. The legend of Kung Chang and Kung Paen is one of the most famous examples. But modern horror stories and films have also explored this eerie tradition.
Yes, that's right, Ruth, no? In literature and media, the representation of Kuman Thong often exaggerates the horror elements, but the core of the tradition remains true to its roots. It's a blend of folklore, superstition, and cultural beliefs.
Yeah, and also research shows that awareness of Kuman Thong varies widely. In Thailand, it's well-known practice, but in other countries, it often met with curiosity and sometimes disbelief. Outsiders are usually fascinated but also disturbed by the macabre aspect of the tradition. I want to share a confession I've read online about a person who didn't believe in Kuman Thong at all until he experienced it. Kay, the screen name of the anonymous sender, is a religious and very spiritual person who never really believed in these particular sorts of legends or crafts or any practices or rituals. Not until one day, he experienced that when he came to the house of his friend in Odonio, which is one of the cities in Thailand. Upon observing his friend's house, he noticed different toys such as dolls, cars, and other toys around the house. That's why he asked his friend, "Oh, so you have a child?" But his friend replied, "No, it's for Kuman Thong." Since Kay didn't believe in those spirituals, he didn't believe that until he came back to his house and his spirit started to meddle in his life. Every night, he always heard footsteps outside his room. And the other day, he heard it again and again and also added the sound of a child laughing and running. But not until it caused him to be terrified and made him sleepless every night. That's why he decided to pack and leave his house. There are so many weird traditions in different cultures, but for me, this one isn't something that can be easily understood. I wonder if it's this child's spirit or if something else is captured during the ritual. If it is a child, then I wish that someday these poor spirits are freed, even if they are cared for and prayed to as if they something divine. This world should not be their place. I hope the children's spirit came to a peaceful and right place to rest.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, and to add another layer of eeriness, there are stories on the internet about people who maintain relationship with their deceased loved ones.
Oh, here in the Philippines?
Yeah. For instance, there are tales of individuals who kiss and date their dead spouses, keeping their bodies at home. These stories often blur the lines between love and obsession, and they highlight the lengths to which some people will go to hold on onto their loved ones. And to add, in the literature I've read has also explored the theme of necrophilia and the keeping of dead bodies. For example, in Gabrielle Whitcock's novel Le Necrophile, the protagonist is an antique dealer who has a romantic relationship with corpses, which is similarly in Cormac McCarthy's Child of God. The main character naman engaged in necrophilia with the bodies of his victims. So imagine the story.
So you mean this practice basically happens all around the world?
Yeah, their common denominator. It's not limited only in the country of Thailand.
So here's the thing. Kuman Thong is a 19th century Thai literature classic that tells the story of Kon Paen, a legendary figure from Ayutthaya period. It was created 500 years ago during the Kon Paen period. It represents a spiritual entity, a child spirit in the form of a statue or amulet. In Thailand, it is believed to be true, based on a real event that occurred between 1491 to 1521 in the reign of King Rama. This belief is supported by a biography. Imagine a biography taken from Thai prisoners in Burma. So it was past years ago. So however, the loophole is that this story is just an oral history text and could, well, have developed from a folktale.
Oh, wow, that's very interesting sharing of you, Sheena.
But wait, how did it happen? Or like what happened in the story of Kuman Thong? I'm so invested. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I wanna know more about it.
Actually, guys, it has a lot of versions. Some account says that Kompain is a high-ranking soldier close to the king who gains the favor of a powerful sorcerer. After learning of his wife's pregnancy, Kompain and his father-in-law argue, leading to the sorcerer plotting his death. In retaliation, Kompain aborts his wife's fetus, turning it into a ghost who can communicate with Kompain. By the way, his wife is the daughter of the sorcerer, whom he offers to Kompain for marriage. This is from the poet Santon Po's novel called Kunchang Kompain. But the dominant version is that Kompain was a handsome and skilled warrior before he became famous. He experienced hardship when the king executed his father and took all their property. To gain knowledge and military skills, he became a novice monk and also learned about magic. Years passed and he met Wantong and fell in love with her. His love rival Konchang, a rich man, used his wealth to have Wantong. One day, he brought a cremation jar to Wantong, claiming that Kompain lost his life in the battle.
You did that?
Yeah. When Kompain returned from the battle, together with his second wife, imagine, they quarreled, of course, and she left him to live with Kunchang, his love rival. But it does not stop there. His love rival makes false accusations, leading him to lose everything. After some time, Kompain and Wantong rekindled their relationship, their love. But Konchang has many ways to separate the two. Of course, as he has a lot of money, and the rest is history. Based on the legends, it is based on the old legends. Kompain, a great general in traditional warfare, sought a protective spirit to protect him. So what did he do? Guys, what do you think did he do?
Spill the tea.
Okay, brace yourself.
Okay.
To our listener, brace yourselves. Because the next information that you will hear is something bizarre. Yes. What he did is he cut open one of his dead wife's bodies, took the fetus, some says baby, out, and set up a shrine to perform his magical powers because, well, he was a monk. He wrapped the child's torso in sacred cloth He roasted it.
Roasted?
Fire, yes. He roasted it on fire into a dried corpse, chanting ritual mantras and dark incantations for 49 days.
What?
Yes, 49
Long.
days to create the supernatural being with whom he could communicate and control the spirit so that he could command it to do anything for him. This is where a Kuman Thong was first created, through sacred mantras and burning a dead baby to activate the spirit, while the dead baby is on fire. Kuman Thong defended his father against enemies, spirits, gambling, and cockfighting. So, in simple terms, Kuman Thong is the dead son of Konpaen, which he turned into his spirit protector. I know, it's a story that you do not usually hear. However, this legend makes Thai literature unique.
Yeah. Anyway, there are real-life stories about this type of necromancy. The first story I'm gonna share about you guys is happened in 2011 in Laos, where a 38-year-old man was arrested for murdering his pregnant wife with an axe.
Oh my gosh!
He wanted the fetus to serve as a lucky charm that would help him win the lottery.
God, that's so
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's to be a true story.
Yeah,
Strange.
he was arrested, and the man confessed that he was planning on using the 3-month-old fetus to create a Loke Lord, a mystical object that he believed could give its owner great power and fortune. And another story, guys, happened in 2012, when a man was arrested in Bangkok in possession of 6 male fetuses.
Oh my God.
Why did
So
he-
big.
Yeah, they are roasted and gold-plated with the intent to sell them in Taiwan.
Oh.
So it's like for business.
Yeah, the suspect said that he planned to sell the fetuses to clients who believed they would make them lucky and rich.
Crazy.
Yeah, one thing I can say is that I don't have all the details about these stories, so I think I'm not in the position to judge.
Well, these stories, both real and fictional, reflect a deep-seated fascination in horror with death and the dead. They challenge our understanding of love, laws, and the boundaries of human behavior. What do you think, or what do you guys think about these practices?
Yes, we can think about that question. That's right, all you have said. But for everyone's knowledge, the practices involving Kuman Thong are much less common now, since it is illegal. Some people use fat extracted from human babies for religious purposes. There are Thai laws that prohibit the use of human-derived items for the consecration of Kuman Thong.
So it was illegal.
Yeah.
Yes, and in addition to that, Ruth, in Thailand, the creation and use of Kuman Thong, especially those made from human remains, are illegal under the Thai Criminal Code. The relevant sections include Section 199 that criminalizes the improper treatment of corpses, including using human remains for rituals. And the other one is the Section 200 that addresses the illegal possession and the use of human remains. And these laws aims to prevent unethical practices and ensure the respect for human dignity, making the creation of Kuman Thong with human remains a legal violation. So, what are your thoughts about this laws, guys?
I think it's
Do you think it's
normal. Yeah. I mean, we're in the modern world, so I think it's just right to have that law.
Yeah, so just like what other people said, that there are traditions or culture that we should have to stop because of the way we have to consider them, right?
Yes, and also it's a respect for the dead.
Yeah.
Yes, and to wrap up, Kuman Thong is a fascinating example of how folklores and cultural practices can blend to create something both intriguing and terrifying. And it reminds us the power of belief and the lengths people will go to seek protection and fortune. So do you think these beliefs still hold power today?
I think no, but I have a last
Okay.
question. So guys, what do you think of this? Would you keep a Kuman Thong in your home for luck, or the thought send shivers down to your
Oh my
spine?
god, I mean,
I don't know.
I respect their tradition, no, but I can't think of a dead
A dead
body,
body
in
inside
my
your
house,
house.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
When
and
you're roaming around,
Oh,
seeing that,
yes.
no.
yeah, so having this kind of different perspective, we should also have to keep in mind that these people are having different traditions and culture that we have to respect, and we have to dig deeper on how we should understand this kind of practices. And same to us Filipinos, we still have different practices
Yes.
still
Yeah.
exist now.
Tradition, right?
Yeah, that's why I think even though this one is very, illegal and not still practicing in Thailand, I think we should also still be reminded that people should be you know understanding with how the different people view this kind of
Yes,
practices.
Yes, because it is how they shape, or I mean, the culture of the Thai people, right? It reflects their unique traditional ways of something representing their culture and their way back traditions.
So those questions to ponder until our next episode. Remember, the world is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the unknown. Stay curious, stay safe, and we'll see you next time on
Mystic Realms.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Until next time, keep exploring the mystic realms.
Ang init. Pabili nga po. Tanga mo. Huwag po kayong magalit, pabili po. Ayan. Tanga mo. Hatid sa inyo ng Ruel Corporation. May asim ng tang at tamis ng mu. Tanga mo. Bili na for only 10 pesos SRP.